Hello and welcome. This video is brought to you by thestreamingadvisor.com. Tailor your entertainment with streaming. What we're looking at in this video is Amazon Music. We have touched on Amazon Music briefly in the past, but this service has grown and grown and grown over the past year or so since it sort of came into existence. It's been around for a while, and Amazon has had music services for quite a bit. You could download MP3s, kind of like iTunes or something like that. But as you might be able to tell from the menus, the capabilities of Amazon Music through the Fire TV have really exploded. I'm just going to give you a brief overview. When it started off, you could access things like this, this is albums that we own, or even just individual songs. For instance, Is here, it's just Over the Rainbow, like the famous ukulele version. But even at that, you notice that it shows you a to Z sort of listing up here, so that whatever you have bought, it's going to be easy to find by scrolling over to it. And that, like I said, is the music that you download specifically from Amazon. It's not unlike something from iTunes. Your artist is basically like your albums, so you're not going to see any big surprises here. The playlists are based on what you have, what you've been playing, based on your own library. Recently played, I mean, that's obvious. That's going to be recently played things. But what I'm excited about on this is the genres. This is something new. This is like a link in to different sorts of, basically like radio stations and just dedicated channels, not unlike something you would find from Pandora. You go in and you say, I like U2, so you click on U2, and it will play U2. But just to make sure we don't get ourselves in some kind of trouble, let's turn that down. So, the channels are set up so that you can access your favorite musicians by just clicking on them. And you can then listen to whatever you want as far as what it's playing. It's one of those steady stream kind of things. You can't necessarily go in and say, here's the specific song I want to hear, on this specific album. But you have a whole group of music to listen to that you just relax, let it come as it goes, just like a radio station. I like the little categories they have. It has a kid-friendly pop. Sometimes you're listening to some music and people just say things that maybe you don't want to explain what they mean by this or that. Daddy, what does he mean by that? Whoops. But jumping on something like this, you're less likely to run into that sort of problem. But I really like what they're doing with the music. Pandora has always been one of my favorite apps, and I'm not real thrilled to see what Apple has been doing with their music. So to see a chance to access a lot of good content and a nice interface, I feel like this one's a little more interactive than most. I think this is a good move for Amazon, and it adds value to an Amazon Prime content subscription, because that's where you get your music from. If you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you get into the music, you get their TV and movies, anything they've got in that setup, and put it all together with an Amazon Fire TV, and you're set. I'm not saying that it's the best system out there, or that it's better than this or that. But if you're already someone who likes Amazon, I think this is a pretty good package. I hope you found this was helpful. If you did, please subscribe and like this video. Share it with your friends. I want people to know what kinds of options they have all across the streaming universe. I'm Ryan Downey, the Streaming Advisor. Stream on, my friends.